Hey, it's Rich, the Louisiana hobby guy. I know I'm always late on holidays, but today I'm going to do a quick and easy project. It's going to be a quick video. We're going to make the Easter gnome. And this guy is part of my gnome collection. And I know that a lot of other people claim that these are their files, but they're not. I have about 10 of these files, the GNOME files for different holidays, and I've been doing them for a long time now. In fact, I've had them up for sale on several graphic websites. And, all of a sudden, there are some other people out there, including two companies, that claim that they're their design, and it's not. I've had this design for years now, a couple of years. And anyway, I'm going to give it to you today for free. Last minute Easter design. It only takes about, I don't know, 30 minutes to do this. So, and it's really cool because it's like 3D. And you see, it's one piece of wood, but it's like a 3D design. And everybody that sees the gnome collections, gnomes around in my house, they just love it. Here's the St. Patrick's Day one that I did. And I've got them for a bunch of different holidays. So I think I'm going to start putting them up on the different holidays. So today we're going to do a quick video. We're going to jump into the actual gnome itself, my art library, and show you how I cut it out and where the pieces go. And that's about it. And then I promise you it's going to be a quick video today. So if you have 2 hours before Easter, you can probably make 3 or 4 of these if you want to bring them somewhere as gifts or whatever. So let's jump into Lightburn real quick and let's make some gnomes. All right, so here we go. This is the Easter gnome from the Gnome Art Library. And if I select everything here, you can come up to the top. If I put this in inches, you'll see that you can do this on an 8 by 10 or so piece of wood. And I think my wood comes in 8 by 10 and 12 by 12, pieces like that. I've got it on 12 by 12 right now. You can rearrange this. I've got it grouped about as tight as you can get it, but you can get this bottom piece over here. You can put it in here and you can move these around, move these over, move this one up, move these down, and get this piece over here over here to make it on a 8 by 10. But right now it's grouped at 8 by 11, and this will work on any 12 by 12, or like I said, you can rearrange the pieces here to make it fit on an 8 by 10. But anyway, so let's cover what this is. All we have here is we have these lines are engraving. The rest of the pieces are cutouts. If you look down at the eggs, they have the lines here. So this just helps you to paint them. Okay, that's the only reason for these lines, and that's the only reason for the lines up top here as well, is just to give you a guide to paint them. And with that done, I've got my library loaded, and we're ready to cut this out. So let's switch over to the laser that's going to do this. Today we're going to do it on the Creality Falcon 2, the 20 watt. And let's get started cutting this out, and then we'll get to the assembly. All right, so there it is. Cut time on this, less than 8 minutes. So you can get about 8 of these done with this particular 20-watt laser in an hour or so. And that's all the pieces right there. So these are all the pieces for the gnome. I'll just collect them all up and we'll jump over into the other shop and we'll get started on the actual assembly. Alright, so now with all the pieces cut, I like to lay it out like this. You might want to pause the video and lay yours out similar to this, the parts. And the reason why is because there's a lot of little parts here. So you can put this together in several different ways. You can use hot glue, you can use CA glue, you can use Titebond 3, which is what I use. I like using the Titebond because once you bond the two pieces together, so let's say we take these eggs and we put a little dab on the back of the egg and put it right over the spot where it's supposed to be. You have a minute or two to move it around and it forms like I guess you'd call it like a suction bond. So it doesn't take very long before you can put these eggs on here, and this is the way it goes, the two little ones. Then the big one goes on top. You just put a dab of glue here, a dab of glue here, and you put this right on top, and now you have your 3 eggs. So that's the way you form that part right there. And with almost any glue, you'll get like a little suction effect. You'll be able to move around the pieces without worrying about it after just a minute or two. So let's start and put this together. And you start with the beard, the nose, and the spacer. So the spacer goes right here, right at the bottom of the hat. Then comes the beard, the nose, and the mustache. And this is the same on all the different gnomes that I do. It's all the same beard, nose, and mustache. And you put it on like that. Once you've got that glued down in place, the next thing that I do is I put the eggs together. And I put those right across the bottom, leaving some of the beard sticking out of the bottom. Now, of course, this is all going to be painted before you do it. I'm just showing you the assembly. And then over here, put the hands over here. You just glue the edges. Put the hands here holding the egg. This is what gives it the 3D look. So the hand goes on either side like that. And then up on the top, you have 4 different ears. So you have one ear that goes right here, right up against this brim of the hat. This one goes on top of it, right in the middle of it, to give it a 3D effect, like so. Then these two go together, the thicker one on the bottom, and comes up against the brim of the hat there, and glue it like so. And there you go. That's the whole thing. Now I leave the feet. The feet go right here. So I leave the feet for last. And the reason that I do that is because the first thing I want to do is I want to plug in this base, get it glued up, make sure that it's perfectly vertical and it's all nicely glued up. And then the feet can rest right on top of here and you can get it aligned perfectly with the base. So that's why I leave the feet for last. So I'll leave these off. I'll glue this up like that. And then when I'm finished, I'll drop this on top and line it up and glue it together. And that's really all there is to it. Very simple assembly. It can be daunting if you've never done it before. But hopefully this video will make it a little bit easier for you so you know what pieces go where. And you'll be able to put this together in just a couple minutes. And there you have it. I'm going to leave this screen up for right now. This way you can see the layout and you can see the assembly and the finished gnome the way I painted it. I'm really not good at painting, so paint it up any way that you want, but this is just an example for you to take a look at. And you can pause the video now, or come back later and pause it here at the end just to see how to lay out your pieces and how to put them together. And like I said, this is a really simple, easy project, and you can do quite a few of them at any time. So I hope you enjoyed today's video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. Down below, there'll be a link to this file that you can download. It is free. It's a direct link. Just click the link, download the zip file, unzip it, and get to work. And you'll be able to make a couple of these in the next day or so in time for Easter, even though it's last minute. So, as always, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.